What is up, music lovers? Severo here from Severo Music Studios. Thank you for joining me on this installment. As you probably saw from the title, I'm actually in transit right now to purchase some new equipment. Now, this comes for a multitude of reasons, but the reason why I'm making this purchase is basically for convenience. So, I'm on my way to Cape Town to a very popular store, and stick around and we'll make this purchase together. So we finally arrived home. Before I get to the exciting part of unboxing, I'd just like to say to everyone, I hope everyone is in good health as we still battle against this pandemic that is still radiating around us. So the little toy I decided to go with is the Alto Professional TX210, which is a PA speaker, 10 inches, 300 watt output. You get your standard 10-inch main driver and a 1-inch tweeter. Now I got this because it was incredibly cheap. I wasn't actually initially planning to buy this. I was saving up some money to buy this, but maybe at a later stage. But I couldn't resist the opportunity when I was given a real great deal on it. So I'm obliged to send out a shout out to Tom's Music in Cape Town for hooking me up with this beauty. And like I said in the car, the reason why I got this is because of convenience. Because I have the first generation of the Alto Professional TX series, the TX 15. Now they have a new series which just basically has a 2 in front of it. So you get the 208, which is the 8 inches, the 210, which is this 10 inches, the 212, the 215. And what is most incredible about this is that it doesn't seem like 10 inches, it maybe seems even a bit smaller. And it is, as you can see, I can just throw it up with my hands even though it's in the box. These things are getting incredibly light nowadays, and that is what is so important for musicians on the go, is being light and compact so you can just be on the move whenever. And that is exactly why I got this. Now I still use my 15 inches. It's always good to have too much rather than too little, but for a lot of the gigs that I play, it's not always necessary for me to have those humongous things to lug all of that stuff in the car, especially when I know that I have to take both speakers along. I usually try and take both speakers just because, you know, I like the stereo sound, but there are occasions where I just want to where I think the one will suffice. Now, well, I only purchased the one right now, but eventually when I get both of them, it will be no question that I will take both of these speakers every single time to the smaller sort of gigs, the smaller intimate type of gigs that I do, which is more frequent now, because of course large gatherings are not yet permitted. But should I come across a big event, in a big hall where I have to set up the sound, and that's where my 15s will come in. And of course, my future aspirations will probably eventually to get a subwoofer as well. So you can come full circle with the sound. It's just very difficult to transport a subwoofer around. But enough about that. Let's get to unboxing.
Ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody, ain't nobody.
So unboxing was really quick, and it is so incredibly light that I put it on top of the box. All I did was fold the lid and it can stand. Honestly, it's 300 watts and it is so light. Look at that, it's not falling through the box. If I did this with a 15, okay, obviously by logic, it would fall through the box. Maybe, I don't know, because the new generation of the TX and just the newer editions of a lot of these good brands are becoming lighter and lighter and lighter. That is a big deal in the world of big sound. So all you get in the box is just your main speaker and your AC power cable, the 2-prong. I always get rid of these because no one ever has these kind of plugs. I always use the 3-prong kettle plug as it's more commonly known. So yes, guys and girls, the day I recorded this is the very early days in December, and by the time I post this, I don't know, it will maybe be near Christmas or New Year. Maybe I'll make this like a little Christmas episode for myself, because this will definitely be my Christmas present. I haven't had this sort of a purchase this year. Okay, I'm actually telling a big lie. The camera that I'm recording this video from currently was my biggest purchase for the year. That's probably the biggest purchase of my life, monetary wise, in terms of just one item being that much money. But made all the difference in quality, which I am enjoying. Let me know in the comments if you see a difference from when maybe if you're a loyal watcher, when you first watched Severo Music Studios, way in the beginning of its YouTube days about 3 or maybe 4 years ago, up to this point. Because some of my footage was taken with a phone that I had at the time, or the camcorder, which was actually purchased before the days of HD. Every device nowadays comes with HD recording, or at least what they perceive to be HD recording. Even fake HD are still more impressive than what I used to use as my camera. But I absolutely love their new look with this grill going right over, and the drivers just being exposed under that. And actually the tweeter is actually protected, which is a good thing, because on the previous model the tweeter was exposed in the horn, and for some people that's not really safe, although it's not that likely for an accident to happen to the tweeter. But having this mesh over this is really nice design. Having the mesh over the drivers like this, very sturdy, is reassuring to the sound engineer, the musician, whoever is using it. So again, as you can see, it's rated for 300 watts. Now let's do a little sound test. Alright, so before we do a sound test, let's just take a look at the business side of our speaker. So it just gives you the branding there and the model. So Alto Professional TX210. Now in the top right hand corner we have our main power and volume button, and it has a power indicator and also a signal limit indicator. You also have your input and output link, and right at the bottom we have our power socket as well as our power switch. Alright everyone, so here's a little bit of reality when watching videos like these, and I'm sure you know just by logic that you can never get a proper reference of what the sound quality or what the volume capability is like through watching or trying to hear it through the filter of that camera, because the camera microphones, or even people who try and use different microphones to try and somehow bypass of what our ears are limited to, the microphone still adds certain limitations. Every single microphone is sensitive to certain sorts of sounds and frequencies. So the only way to know what the speaker or studio monitor really sounds like, if you're interested in that sort of thing, is actually hearing it for yourself. So I recommend everyone to go down to your local music shop or local DJ shop, you know, whoever sells PA equipment, because this is actually a very popular seller even internationally. Alto Professional is quite a well established brand among many. It offers actually some premium quality sound on a budget, which is the majority of us musicians. So yeah, it's a competitor, or at least a compromise of some of the more sought after brands. So with that being said, my settings for this test is I have switched the power onto what we would say 12 o'clock, which is actually not actually far from the actual limitation. So it's about, I'd say it's about 6 or 7/8 of the actual power. That's just the input. That's just what I set on the speaker itself. From the mixer that I'm playing through, I'm just gonna play it at a decent playing volume for some projection. I'm not sure what you're gonna hear, if you're gonna get some distortion, but let's check anyway. I guess I'm doing this just to check the sound quality under a little bit of pressure. Dynamite certainly comes in small packages, and I'm absolutely in love with this speaker, with this cute little speaker that really packs a punch. I do recommend it to everyone for more general use, and you know, overall sound. I would recommend everyone rather get the 12-inch rather than the 10. I got the 10 for my own reasons, but I can tell you the 12-inch version has double the power, so instead of 300 you'll get 600 watts of power and an overall rounder sound. And that is the vast difference, the only real difference that I noticed, say, with quality between my new 210 and my old TX15. That is the TX15, with it being in a bigger box, being a bigger driver, it definitely has a lot of more low-end sound. You know, it makes it much more round, fuller, etc. And that is the only thing I can really say is the difference between the two. The quality of this speaker is unbelievable. I will put it through its paces, you know, testing it with my instruments, etc. Everyone, thank you so much for making it to the end of this episode. If you're watching up to this point, I thank you very much. I think I'll actually call this my little early Christmas present episode. So please everyone, what I can say just to conclude is thanks very much for watching and supporting me through this year of 2020. Keep watching, maybe I'll make a part 2 when I finally get my second unit. But until then, please everyone, remain safe, take care of each other during this hard times that we are still struggling through, and hope to see you soon. Keep the music alive, people. One rhythm, one life.